Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to ABC24's Weather Impact Now. I'm ABC24 meteorologist CJ Cartledge here. Welcome on to the show. We have a lot to talk about. We have a couple of big headlines for you. First of all, tomorrow is a weather impact day, mainly due to the second headline here, which is the high heat and humidity that we can expect and the potential for strong to severe storms. Now, I'm going to be talking about a lot of information here. Make sure to listen closely. I'm going to talk about first a live look outside here. As you can see, mostly clear skies as we view through our camera over here in East Memphis. And we look at Clark Tower, which is standing tall as per usual here. Here's a look at how hot we are at the very moment. Currently sitting at 94 degrees, and it feels like 100 degrees. And it's pretty much the same conditions like how we saw around an hour and a half ago at the start of our evening shows here at ABC24. Dew point's currently sitting at 70, which is why we're seeing that heat index rise a bit higher than the actual temperatures as of right now. And current temperatures across the Mid-South here sitting at around 91 degrees for Covington and Bolivar, around 91 for Corinth, 94 by Memphis, around 93 degrees by Forest City and Tunica, 95 for Clarksdale. And Clarksdale is actually seeing the most humid feeling conditions out there. We're at the heat index of 105 at the very moment. That's 10 degrees higher than their actual temperature right now. Around 104 by Tunica. I believe that's 11 degrees higher than their actual temperature for Tunica, the Tunica area. We're feeling like 100 degrees at the very moment near Memphis, as just mentioned before. 95 for Bolivar. A bit cooler up there in the far northern and eastern portions of the region. But tomorrow is we're issuing a weather impact alert for tomorrow, mainly due to the threat for oppressive heat and humidity, as well as strong to severe storms that are possible as we move into the evening hours here. This will run through the afternoon, but more of a focus during the late afternoon and into the evening hours, and especially through the overnight hours as well. Make sure to have a way to receive weather alerts just in case you see or experience a strong to severe storm during the overnight hours of Wednesday spilling over into Thursday. And also, make sure to spend some time indoors. Don't spend too much time outdoors for tomorrow. You might not want to due to the high heat and humidity, especially during the daytime hours. Here's a look at our hour-by-hour forecast heading into tomorrow. And I want to preface this. There may be a cap. A cap pretty much denotes that there is a layer of warmer air above the surface that prevents storms from forming here. So what I'm about to show you right here is a model run that shows little to no storm activity during the time frame that we mentioned before, during the evening and into the overnight hours. As you can see there, through the overnight hours for tonight, not much is really expected and not much is expected to go on. But throughout our Wednesday, we may see some storms out there brush past our far northern portions of the region. But as you can see, through the rest of the afternoon, not much is really expected. And through the overnight hours, once again, not much is really expected. But we will see a couple of storms still approach as we move into the early morning hours for Thursday. And we could see more storm activity heading into Thursday morning and through the daytime hours as well. Once again, not much storm activity is showing on this model because of the cap that is in play. That is pretty much preventing or trying to prevent storms from forming. You need cooler air aloft for storms to form, not warmer air than as compared to the surface. As we look to the next model, it shows a little bit more storm activity here. This is the HRRR model, or high resolution model here. It shows that we could see a couple isolated storms heading into tomorrow morning, but we will see a cluster of storms move in from the north, according to this model, as we move through the midday hours. Very on par from what we saw through the last model. Once again, drying out by the time we hit the later afternoon hours, but we could still see an isolated shower or two, according to this model here. And this is the scenario where we would see either a weak or little to no cap with cooler air above us. That will allow for storms to form out there, especially during the evening and into the overnight hours. As you can see there, we may see a couple more storms brush past the far northern portion of the region before that line of storms looks to form and move through the rest of the Mid-South region through the daytime hours and into the afternoon as well. So those are two scenarios that could happen. It's a mix between different models. I looked at many different models for today, and almost all of them put out different options. But these two were the main two options that I saw between what could happen and what couldn't happen, which means storms could form, but also at the same time, they have a potential of not showing up at all, which is what could happen and what has happened in the past with many severe storms or severe cases that we've had throughout the season and throughout many seasons in the past as well. But for the case that storms do form, here, the National Weather Service in Memphis has put a marginal risk of severe weather for those shown in the green color, which is around the Memphis area and just north of us, and also a level 2 out of 5, slight risk for severe weather for areas in the far northern counties within the Mid-South here. And that pretty much falls right on par with the flash flooding risk as well, and that mainly will impact the far northern portions of the region. Here's a look at our individual storm threats heading through the daytime hours for Wednesday, mainly during the late afternoon and evening for Wednesday and into Wednesday night as well. There is a potential for damaging winds as well as flooding rain. Those are the two main risks that we have to watch out for. But tornadoes and large hail cannot be out of the picture. They cannot be ruled out, and the tornado risk looks to be the highest for those near Dyer County and the far northern portions within the Mid-South here. But along with this severe risk or the severe storm risk, we also have a high heat and humidity that is on the way for us throughout the Mid-South region, which is why there's a heat advisory in effect and also an extreme heat warning shown in the purplish color. That is mainly due to heat indexes that may rise to or above 105 and close to 110 for many areas, as you can see here on the screen. 106 for Covington, 108 by Memphis, 109 for Clarksdale, 103 potentially for Oxford. And our actual temperatures will be racing very close to, if not get above, that 100-degree mark for many areas around the region. 103 looks to be the potential high for Clarksdale and Tunica there. We may even see the triple digits here near Memphis as we're expecting mostly dry conditions through the daytime hours. But humidity is expected to drop a little bit heading into our Wednesday, but not by much. We should see another rise in that humidity heading into the later part of the work week before we see another noticeable drop heading into our later part of the weekend and into next week as well. Heat indexes are expected to remain high, at least for Wednesday. Maybe not so much. Staircasing down towards those 90s as we move into the later part of the work week and into the weekend as well. Here's a look at your full 7-day forecast for you. We are expecting this weather impact alert to last through the daytime hours on our Wednesday and into the evening as well because of the potential for high heat and humidity, as well as the potential for strong to severe storms heading into the overnight hours. As we move into Thursday, we could still see a good chance for rain out there, so definitely make sure to keep the umbrella handy. Friday, we're turning drier and cooler around the Mid-South, maybe the most comfortable feeling conditions potentially of the 7-day period and of this week as well. As we move into Saturday and Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, temperatures stay around the same range, which would be the lower to mid 90s across the region, and little to no chance for rain on the way. We may see rain chances start to pick up as we move in more and more into next week or so, but we'll have to wait and get closer in time to give you the latest details on if we'll see higher rain chances by next week. We definitely need the cool down, so thankfully that is on the way for us, but we'll have to get through tomorrow with high heat and humidity and the potential for strong to severe storms. Coming up after the break, meteorologist Daniel McDonald has your regional forecast, so make sure to stay tuned for that.